Have you ever trusted someone only to realize later that they weren't who they seemed to be? Some people hide their true nature so well that by the time you see their real face, it's too late. But what if you could recognize the truth early, before they betray you, hurt you, or let you down? Today, I'll show you how to see someone's true character just by noticing a few key things. These are the hidden clues that reveal who they really are, not who they pretend to be. Before we dive in, if you value deep insights like this, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to stay ahead of deception and master human psychology. Now, let's expose the truth. 1. How they treat people who can't do anything for them. Imagine this. You're out at a restaurant with a friend. The waiter accidentally spills a little water while serving. Your friend immediately snaps, rolls their eyes, and speaks down to the waiter like they're beneath them. In that moment, you've just witnessed their true character. Most people are polite and respectful to their boss, their colleagues, or anyone they need something from. But the real test of a person isn't how they treat those who can offer them something. It's how they behave toward those who can't. Think about it. If someone is only kind when there's a benefit attached, is it even kindness? Or is it just manipulation disguised as good behavior? The hidden clues that reveal a person's true nature. The way someone talks to waiters, cleaners, security guards, or even strangers in passing might seem like a small detail, but it's actually one of the biggest giveaways of their personality. Do they say please and thank you without thinking twice, or do they act entitled? Do they acknowledge people who are often overlooked, or do they treat them as invisible? Do they make unnecessary complaints and power trips, or do they have patience and understanding? Now here's what makes this even more extreme. It's not just about humans. How someone treats animals says even more about their core nature. A person who mistreats animals, kicking a stray dog, ignoring a suffering creature, or lacking empathy toward them, carries a level of cruelty inside that's just waiting to show itself in bigger ways. Some people love the feeling of power. They enjoy making someone feel smaller just because they can. But that's not strength. That's insecurity disguised as dominance. A person who needs to put others down to feel big is revealing a deep weakness within themselves. And here's the scary part. If someone is rude to a waiter, imagine how they'd treat their partner behind closed doors. If they disrespect a janitor, think about how they'd act if they were ever in a position of real power. The way they treat the powerless is a preview of how they'll treat you, especially when they don't need anything from you anymore. On the other hand, there are those rare people who respect everyone no matter what. They don't care if you're a CEO or a street vendor. They see people as people. These are the ones with true character, the ones worth keeping in your life. So here's a challenge for you. The next time you're with someone, watch carefully. Don't just listen to their words, observe their actions, see how they interact with those who have nothing to offer them. Because in that moment, you're not just watching their behavior, you're looking directly at who they really are. 2. How they act when no one's watching. Imagine this. A man is walking down an empty street late at night. He glances around, sees no one, and notices a lost wallet on the ground. Inside, cash, credit cards, and an ID. No cameras, no witnesses, no consequences. What he does next reveals exactly who he is. Does he take the money and walk away, pretending he never saw it? Or does he do the right thing, even when there's no one there to see it? This is where true character is exposed. Not in public, not in front of an audience, but in the moments when no one is watching. Most people like to believe they're good. They act kind, polite, and ethical when others are looking. But the real question is, are they the same person in private? Do they work hard when no one's monitoring them, or do they slack off the moment supervision disappears? Do they cheat on a test if they know they won't get caught? Do they steal when they think no one will ever find out? If doing the right thing only happens when people are watching, is it really morality or just performance? Character isn't defined by what you do in front of others. It's shaped by the choices you make when no one else is around. A person with integrity won't steal, even if they know they'll never be caught. A person with honesty won't lie, even when the truth is inconvenient. A person with loyalty won't betray, even when it would be easy to. Now here's the extreme part. People's private actions always surface eventually. What they do in the dark will find its way into the light, through their habits, their energy, their reputation. If you want to know someone's true nature, don't just pay attention to what they say. Watch what they do when no one's around. The friend who gossips about others in private, one day they'll gossip about you. The partner who flirts when you're not around, they're revealing exactly who they are. The boss who takes credit for others' work when the team isn't present, they're showing you how little integrity they actually have. If someone cuts corners in private, they'll eventually do the same in public. If they're deceitful behind closed doors, it's only a matter of time before they betray you too. Here's something to think about. What do you do when no one is watching? Would you be proud if the world saw every choice you made in private? Or would you be ashamed? Because in the end, the truth always comes out. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but eventually the world will see you for exactly who you are. So next time you meet someone new, don't be fooled by their public mask. Find out who they are when the lights are off, the cameras are gone, and the world isn't watching, because that's when the real person finally shows up. 3. How they handle power. Imagine this. You're working in an office and one of your co-workers gets promoted to manager. Yesterday, they were your equal, friendly, humble, easygoing. But today, everything changes. Suddenly they talk down to you. They demand instead of ask. They no longer see you as a colleague, but as someone beneath them. This is the moment their true self is revealed. Because here's the truth, power doesn't change people. It only exposes who they really were all along. You don't truly know someone until you see them with power. Give them a position of authority. Watch how they treat those below them. Give them money. See if they remain generous or become greedy. Give them influence. Do they use it to help others or to boost their own ego? A person with a weak character will let power go to their head. They'll abuse it, mistreat others, and believe they are untouchable. But a person with a strong character, they remain humble, fair, and just, no matter how much power they have. Have you ever seen someone change completely after getting a little authority? One day they're your friend, the next they're treating you like you're beneath them. But here's what most people don't realize. Power didn't corrupt them. It simply removed the mask they were wearing. The arrogance was always there. The entitlement was always lurking beneath the surface. Power just gave them the permission to act on it. A bad person, when given power, becomes worse. A good person, when given power, remains good or becomes even better. That's why the way someone handles power is the ultimate test of their character. The 2 types of people in power. There are only 2 kinds of people when it comes to power. First, the tyrants. These people see power as a weapon. They use it to control, manipulate, and elevate themselves above others. They demand respect instead of earning it. They see kindness as weakness. They believe their position makes them superior. They might fool people for a while, but eventually their arrogance and abuse will lead to their downfall. Second, the true leaders. Then there are those who understand that real power isn't about control, it's about responsibility. They lift others up instead of tearing them down. They use their authority to create fairness, not fear. They remember where they came from and treat people with respect, no matter how high they rise. These are the people you can trust, because if power doesn't corrupt them, nothing will. The final test. Look at their history. Want to know someone's true nature? Look at how they've handled power in the past. Were they generous or selfish when they had the upper hand? Did they stand by their morals, or did they let power consume them? Did they remain kind, or did they start treating others like pawns in their game? Because the biggest secret about power is this: it doesn't reveal what you become, it reveals what you've always been. If power makes someone cruel, manipulative, or arrogant, stay far away. That's who they've always been. It just took power to bring it out. But if power makes someone even more generous, more kind, more protective of others, that's the kind of person you should trust. Because if someone can stay humble at the top, you know they have a heart that was pure from the start. So next time you want to know who someone truly is, don't judge them by their words or even their actions. Give them power and watch what happens. Because in that moment the mask falls and the truth is exposed. 4. How they react to your success. Imagine this: you just got the promotion you've been working for, or maybe you finally launched that business, hit a major goal, or achieved something incredible. You're excited. You share the news with your friends, expecting them to celebrate with you. But then you notice something strange. One friend gives you a forced smile and a half-hearted, "That's great." Another changes the subject immediately. Someone else suddenly stops responding to your messages. And then there's that one person who says, "Must be nice," in a tone that makes your stomach sink. In that moment, you've just learned everything you need to know about them. Success exposes true friends and hidden enemies. A lot of people will pretend to support you until you actually start winning. When you struggle, they're there. When you fail, they comfort you. But the second you start climbing higher than them, that's when their true colors come out. Because here's the truth: a real friend is happy for you. A fake friend is threatened by you. If they're genuinely happy when you succeed, they're a true supporter. If they suddenly become distant, passive-aggressive, or dismissive, they were never truly in your corner. Success doesn't change real friends, but it will expose the fake ones. It's easy to tell who's truly on your side. Just watch their reaction when you achieve something. Do they celebrate your wins like they're their own? Do they encourage you to go even further? Or do they get awkward, envious, or downplay your success? Some people see your success as their failure. Instead of being inspired, they feel small. Instead of cheering for you, they start making subtle, backhanded comments. "Wow, must be nice to have things work out for you." I mean, it's not that impressive. You got lucky. These people aren't your friends. They're just people who tolerated you until they saw you winning. Some won't say anything negative. They won't attack you directly. Instead, they'll slowly disappear from your life. You'll notice they stop texting as much. They stop showing up. When you need support, they're suddenly too busy. Why? Because your success makes them uncomfortable. Maybe it reminds them of everything they haven't achieved. Maybe they secretly thought they were better than you, and now they're struggling to accept that you've surpassed them. Maybe they only liked having you around when you were at their level, or lower, and now that you've elevated yourself, they can't handle it. But real friends, they don't feel threatened by your success. They're proud of you, the people you should keep close, the ones who clap the loudest when you win. Those are your real people. They don't just tolerate your success, they thrive on it. They push you to go further. They believe in you, even when they're going through their own struggles. They don't compare. They don't get jealous. They don't need you to stay small to feel comfortable. They grow with you. So pay attention. The next time you achieve something, watch closely. Because in that moment, you're not just celebrating a victory, you're seeing who's truly on your side and who never was. 5. How they apologize, or if they even do. Everyone makes mistakes. That's not what defines a person. What truly matters is what they do after they've messed up. Because when someone hurts you, whether intentionally or not, their response tells you everything you need to know about who they really are. Do they own up to it? Do they make excuses? Do they actually change? Or do they just say the words and do it again? Because here's the truth. A person who can't take responsibility for their actions will never be reliable. Not all apologies are the same. Some are genuine, others are nothing more than manipulation. Have you ever confronted someone about something they did wrong, only for them to turn it back on you? I'm sorry you feel that way. I didn't mean to, so it doesn't count. Okay, sorry, can we move on? These aren't apologies, they're ways to avoid accountability. A real apology isn't about getting out of trouble, it's about making things right. So how do you know if someone is truly sorry? The 3 signs of a genuine apology. First, they take full responsibility. A real apology doesn't come with excuses. They don't blame you. They don't say, well, I only did that because you. They don't downplay what happened. Instead, they say, I was wrong, I hurt you, and I take full responsibility. If someone can't even say that, they're not actually sorry. Second, they show real remorse. Words are cheap. You can tell if someone is genuinely sorry by how they act. Do they look you in the eye? Do they seem genuinely upset about what they did? Or do they just want to get it over with so they can move on? A fake apology feels rushed, forced, and emotionless. A real one? It feels honest. Third, they actually change. Here's the most important part. A real apology isn't just words, it's action. Someone who's truly sorry won't just say it. They'll prove it by making sure it never happens again. Because if someone apologizes but repeats the same mistake over and over again, they were never sorry in the first place. A cheater who keeps cheating? Their apology meant nothing. A liar who keeps lying? They never cared about hurting you. A friend who keeps betraying you but always says, sorry? They don't respect you. They just don't want to lose you. An apology without change is just manipulation. The people you can't trust. Some people will never take responsibility. They always have an excuse. They always twist the story to make themselves the victim. They will never admit they were wrong, no matter how much proof you have. These are the people who will never be reliable, because if someone can't own up to their mistakes, they will keep hurting you and expect you to just deal with it. The people you should keep close. The people worth keeping in your life are the ones who can look you in the eye and say, I was wrong. They take responsibility. They genuinely regret hurting you. And most importantly, they change. That's the kind of person you can trust. Because a person who can own their mistakes, that's a person who will always try to do better. So next time someone apologizes, don't just listen to their words, watch their actions, because that's where the truth is. 6. How they treat you when they no longer need you. You've probably had someone in your life who treated you like gold when they needed something from you. They were there when you could help them. They listened when they wanted advice. They showed up when they needed your support. But then something changed. They got what they wanted. And suddenly, they're not as interested in you. They stop checking in, stop reaching out, stop being there when you need them. It's like you no longer exist in their world. In that moment, the truth is crystal clear. The real test of character comes when someone doesn't need anything from you anymore. The fair weather friend, the one who only shows up when it's convenient. We've all had them, the person who is your best friend when they need something, but disappears the second they're done. These are the people who are only around when they can get something from you, whether it's time, energy, resources, or validation. They call you when they're going through a tough time. They rely on you for advice or support when they're facing a challenge. They keep you close when they need something from you, and they know they can't get it anywhere else. But as soon as they get what they want, they vanish. Suddenly, they're too busy for you. They don't reply to your calls. They act distant, as if you never mattered to them in the first place. The moment they don't need you anymore, you're just an afterthought. And that's how you know they were never really your friend. The true test of someone's character isn't how they treat you when they're benefiting from you. It's how they treat you when they don't need anything from you. Do they still respect you? Do they still reach out just to see how you're doing? Do they show up when it's inconvenient for them just because they care? Or do they disappear? Do they forget about you as soon as they no longer have something to gain? A real friend doesn't just stick around when things are easy. They stay when it's hard. A real friend doesn't just show up when they need something. They show up when you need them. A real friend doesn't disappear once they get what they want. They remain consistent, no matter the situation. The people who use you and discard you. Some people will only see you as a tool for their success. Once they're done using you, they'll throw you away like yesterday's news. They don't care about your feelings or your worth. They care about what you can provide for them. Once you've served your purpose, they'll move on. They'll stop giving back. They'll act like you were never important to them in the first place. These are the selfish, opportunistic people who only think about themselves. They never valued you. They only valued what you could do for them. And when they no longer need you, they make it clear you don't matter to them. How to spot a real friend. Real friends. They don't work like that. When someone truly cares about you, they stay, even when you're no longer useful to them. They don't just call you when they need help or want something. They call to see how you're doing. They show up in your life because they want to, not because they need something from you. They check in on you regularly. They listen to your struggles, even when it's inconvenient for them. They don't disappear when things get difficult. A true friend's loyalty isn't based on what you can do for them. It's based on who you are. And when the transactional aspect disappears, they still treat you with the same love, respect, and kindness. The people who will always let you down. So how do you spot these fair-weather friends, the ones who only stick around when they need something from you? You watch how they treat you after they've gotten what they want. Are they still there when you need them? Do they check on you when nothing is in it for them? Do they make an effort to be a part of your life, even when you have nothing to offer? If they don't, then you know the truth. They were never truly your friend. They were just using you. And that's the most painful part. When someone treats you like you don't matter anymore once they've gotten what they want, it shows you just how little they truly cared about you. The people you should keep close. The ones who don't vanish when you no longer benefit them. Those are the ones you should keep close. Because loyalty isn't about what someone can get from you. It's about what they're willing to give, even when it's not convenient for them. They don't just show up when it's easy. They don't just call when they need something. They don't disappear when you've given all you can. They stay. And that's how you know they're the real deal. So pay attention to how people treat you when they don't need anything from you, because that's when you'll see their true character, the one that's been there all along. Now that you know these signs, you'll never be fooled again. Look for them in the people around you, and you'll see their true character, clear as day. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button and subscribe for more content that helps you understand people and protect yourself from fakes. And tell me in the comments, have you ever realized someone's true character too late? What happened? Let's discuss.